Check, check, check. Check, check. I think we have sound now. I think we have sound now. Is it coming from this? Check, 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 check. Nope, I don't think it's coming from you. Right here. Yep. Okay. So that is our first audio. Now I need to get my second audio. Audio input capture. What the heck? Audio input capture new. Let's try this one. Okay. Check, 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 check. Nope. That's not it either. That's not gonna do it. I need monitor and output. Monitor and output. I apologize about this. I don't know if you can hear me yet. I'm working on it. I see that one of them is going, so I know I do have volume now of something. I'm pretty sure it's the camera. But you never can tell sometimes. Maybe if I move that to there, that to there. Check, 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 check. I just don't think that this one is working. Did I even plug it in? You know what? I didn't even plug it in. That makes the big difference. So, let's see. Do I even have a slot here to plug it in? I don't. Maybe I can, nope, not there. Okay, so we're just going to be using the microphone on the camera itself. But that's okay. I'll just put this one away for now. And that's just the way it is. I've run out of places to plug them in. And I do apologize that this show has been kind of half-assed. But we'll back it up. I'll try it again. Let me bring up my screen. I appreciate you guys bearing with me through this troublesome process here. Please let me know if you have sound again. I would be appreciative to know if I've gotten it functional or not. I don't know yet. We're going to keep going with it. For now, I'm wondering why this camera has decided to stop working. I can't reach it up there. Maybe if I just do this. See, I just don't know. It's like it doesn't know what it's doing. I just don't get it. Like, did I? Oh, it's the battery. The battery is junk on it now. Well, what do you expect? It's like 15 years old, right? So, we're just going to stash that back up here for now. Because that's obviously not going to be helpful whatsoever for more than like, what, 15 minutes I think I got out of it. So anyways, let me back this up and we'll start this show from the top. You want to be your best streamer ever. So, do we have sound? There's no telling. I don't know. Maybe I can test it here. Can I hear it on here? Maybe, maybe. Check, check. Check, check. See, it's not giving me a monitor out, so I really don't know if I do. But that's okay. We're going to keep it going. Monitor and output. Yeah, see, should be going. Should be. But anyways, I digress. What I wanted to do is show you this app. That was what I was attempting to do, is I created a skateboarding app that allows you to create your own custom skateboard. Now, I think this is pretty cool. I don't think I've seen one quite like this, quite as extensive. There's a multitude of options. I think I did the math on it one time, and it was in the millions of options that you can create. So I was trying to show you on my other camera. Was not working, so I'm going to just show you on this one that we're watching from right now. Let me switch this over, maybe. And please let me know if you can hear me. I hope I got the sound correct. I don't know, honestly. It seems to be functioning correctly, but I have no idea. So, I do appreciate you guys chiming in and letting me know that I was muted that first, half an hour or so. We are going to bump that sound up, 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 up. All right. So hopefully I'm not maxing out the sound now. I maxed that sound all the way out. We're gonna see if that even works. There's no telling. So I hope the sound works. I see sound. I hope you can hear me. We'll get back to it. So I have this app. As I keep saying, I'm not really saying much, am I? So this is what it is. Can't really see it because, well, just because. Maybe I got an idea. I've got an idea. This camera has a icon mode. There we go. Focus macro. Alright, so maybe now this will work. I can show you. Maybe, maybe not. Nope, it's just not happening. Not happening. Well, this has turned out to be just a fantastic show. Very helpful, very knowledgeable. Just great all around. I appreciate you guys being here for my failure of a show. I feel good about it. I'm still enjoying myself. But anyways, here is another section of the website that I made. This is just different features here. It looks like the focus is actually going to focus on things now. So it's got a how to use, obviously. New features. So if you wanted to see some of the newer features we have. Oh, look, is it going to focus? There's no telling. It's just not working. Anyways, there's all kinds of different things there. I just don't understand why it's not working. It's just not my day to have it going. That's okay. That's the way it goes. So you can get an idea of how this thing is supposed to operate. Hopefully, like I said, I designed this whole thing myself, so it might not even work right. I'm hoping it does. But it will give you all kinds of different information on things that you can do. So it also has a thing called a generator. So if you don't want to pick through the options, or you're just like, I don't want to see whatever, then you just hit that one, and it's going to pull up one that we've already created here. You'll see that little square right there. That one right there, that's one that we created. I know it's super blurry, super helpful, but if you tap on that, you'll see it even bigger. And that's pretty neat, right? So, and you'll see the name of it, the size of it. And then you can go to our stock shapes. So that was the little button over here. Open stock shapes, close stock shapes, that one right there. Boom. Right there. Nope. That's a concave. That's the wrong button. It's the little button. It says stock shapes, but you can thumb through the different stock shapes that we have. That's another one. That's very similar to the one on the desk, actually. So, okay. Anyways, so I think that's pretty neat. But what I was saying earlier, and why I think this is so cool, is this, you can't, the volume wasn't working, so I'm hoping that you can hear me when I'm doing this now. There's no telling. So what I can do is shake it. Oops. I'm over here. But if you shake it, it'll give you a new image each time. Right there. So, boom. New board. Right there. Do it again. New one. Do it again. Another one. Do it again. Another one. I think that's pretty neat, right? Like, you can just sit there all day long, and it's like a shake weight, you know? And you can just try out different shapes and see what they're going to look like. Some of them work out pretty well. Like, I took all of these pictures of boards that I've made over the years, and then I had to sit there and cut them up, all the different pictures that I created, some of them were made with cell phones that are old. Some are made with professional cameras. Some, I don't even know what the hell they were taken with. There's no telling. So not all the images look quite perfect and quite the way it should. But like I said, it gives you an idea so you can help build the deck that you're looking for and the shape that you're looking for. Now also, there's a section on there called My Build Details down here at the bottom. That's also very helpful if you want to see, so like, it gives you some stats on the different, like the shape that you choose. It'll tell you, okay, how good is that nose on durability or style or comfort or performance. And those are the criteria I judge them on. Now each one has a different section. Now some of them I haven't filled in all the way. I'm just going to be honest with you. Like these, I haven't filled these in all the way because, you know, life. And the code to create this app was just so extensive. There we go. So like the concave, that one works. The code that I made for this is just so much and so extensive and so problematic. I haven't gone back to it. So then you can get shipping details. I think that's pretty neat. Like right here, shipping details. You can view and download your build. So I've already downloaded that one, but you can get an idea of, it'll send you something like that. Now, of course, if you line them up, it'll send it, when you line them up, it'll send that. And it downloads it, and it'll take you to a screen so you can screenshot it if you want, or however you care to do it. So we also have a how-to section on here. And some of this I'm like seeing for the first time again, like, because it's been so long since I've even messed with this. So, how to choose a midsection. Pretty neat, right? So, generally provide more stability, especially for larger riders or those skating transition, parks or ramps. Narrower midsections, more maneuverable for street skating, and technical tricks. Makes sense, right? Kind of obvious on that one. Shapes. Some decks have subtle variations in the shape of the midsection, such as the slight curve or curves or concaves, which we've seen in the different builds I've made, especially that pointy one over there. That one's had some extensive things going on with it. Now, let me continue. These subtle differences can affect the board's feel under your feet and how it responds to your movements. Very true. I think that actually makes a lot of sense. I wrote it, so I would hope it made sense. Now, how to choose. Consider your riding style. If you're primarily a street skater, a narrower, I can't even speak today. Consider your riding style. If you're primarily a street skater, a narrower midsection with higher concave might be preferable. If you're into park or transition skating, a wider midsection with moderate concave could be a good choice. Now, some of this is subjective, obviously, because I don't know everything there is to know about skating. I know what I know. And how do I do this stuff? So let me take this question. I got a question in the comments about how do I do this stuff. And so it depends on what you're talking about. A lot of different things. There's a lot of different ways that you can do it. So if you're talking about the skateboard building process, that is a multi-stage, multi-step process, and you stick with my live show and I'll show you all the different steps and what it takes to go from a rectangle, which we have right over here. So down here on the ground, I'm not sure if you can really see it here. Let's see. Yeah, you can. So right here on the ground, these are what they start out as, and then right over here, this is what we end up looking like. So it's an extensive process of, you have to find your center of the board. You have to add your truck holes for both the front and the back. You have to figure out what your wheelbase is going to be, the dimensions, and that plays a crucial impact, even more so than the size of the deck. And I wanted to mention that in specific, because a lot of people, their first question is, what size should I get? What size deck do I need to ride? And that is honestly a side thing. That doesn't even matter as much as picking a good wheelbase. Now, I always tell people, stick with the standard, know what the standard is, and then you can deviate from that based on what you think you might want. And that just gives you a better lead-in. Now some people, if a guy that approaches me, he's say 6'5", maybe 230 pounds or something like that, I'm going to say maybe jump up to something with a bigger wheelbase, something closer to the 15-inch wheelbase size. I think that's going to be a good starting point. So like I said, there's a lot of information on, depending on what you're asking on that specific comment, about how we do this stuff. So hopefully I answered it. Something about an app where you can design skateboards. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. It is an app I created. You can find it on our website at Bakwuds.com. Let me actually bring up, maybe I can bring that up here. I don't know. Let me see here. Is it that one? There you go. So, Bakwuds.com. That is our website right here. Right there. You can find our board builder on there. It's also backwoodsdesigner.com. I apologize. My phone and the camera focus is not happening correctly. This camera died in like 15 minutes, which is just unheard of. I don't get it. I mean, I was messing with it all day yesterday. Battery seemed to be fine. But anyways, I digress. So we'll get rid of that. So let me show you again on this. I'll show you on this camera here. Like I said, I apologize. It doesn't focus very well. But what this is, and what I've created, is this app. This is the screen you'll get when you first open it. You can just X out of that right there. And then that is what you're looking at. So what this is this will allow you to build your own custom skateboard. So you have a list of options right here that you can choose from. And then once you do that, you can press combine right there, and it will show you the different decks, or what you've created here. So then you can slide them around. It's really hard to do backwards, by the way. Like that. You can also increase them right there. You got a plus and a minus, so you can make them bigger, smaller. You can see what the deck's going to look like. And this was, I keep saying this because I think it's just the coolest thing. So check this out. Okay, the battery's good, surprisingly. So you can take it like this, shake it. And then it brings you a new deck size and a new deck shape. You see, if it was in focus, you'd be able to see that all the details change. The width of the board, the concave choice, it all changes based on what you do. So if you just keep shaking, you can choose all kinds of different shapes. Now that's a cool shape right here. I'm going to stop on this one real quick. I'm going to mess with these modifications. Now I wanted to be able to show you this in camera, but just technology is not being my friend today. I guess because it's Monday. I don't know. I really was hoping for a better situation than what I came up with. But you know what? We're just going to go with it. We're gonna make it work. So the two bottom squares don't really matter as much, but you can see the board, what I just created there. All I did was just move them around a little bit. You can move them up and down, side to side, and you can make them bigger or smaller so the sides of the deck will line up. And then you can see like that shape right there, that's a pretty legit shape, right? Like I would totally make that. Now obviously the truck bolt holes don't quite look right. Just I can't. It's just not going to focus. It's just not going to focus. Excuse me. But it gives you an idea of what you're going to be building and what you're going to be shaping. So if you're curious to see what it is, then that's what it's going to be. So I have an idea here. Maybe I can do something like this. I tilt you over here, bring you down. Let's go like that. I have an idea. Nope. It's gonna work like that. Hey, that works much better. That works much better. Okay. So this, okay, let me get right here on camera here. There we go. This is what I was trying to show you. So you can see it a lot better now. You can actually see the details, and you can see the different size. You can move them around like that. Make them bigger, or, oh, I'm getting all I gotta stop moving. There we go. Make it bigger or smaller based on what you think you might want. Oh, wrong side. This side, you can pick your different options here. Damn, it's really hard to do this. You got your different sizes. You can choose that one. That's pretty cool. So this is that generator right here I was talking about. So you can just keep pressing that to see the different ones, and then see that one. That one's pretty cool. I really like that shape. That was one of my favorites. So anyways, then this is the shake feature. If I can get it to work. Maybe right there. Oh, there we go. There we go, I got it. I got it. It's really difficult to do. Well, not so much the app, but holding it in front of the camera while looking at it through this is very weird. Very weird to me. But it works. As long as I have it in front of my face, for the most part. See, it's not focusing now. There it goes. So anyways, that's what we're doing. Actually, I got an idea. I could sit right here. Maybe I could do something like this. Like that. No. So what my attempt is I wanted to use this app to create a deck that we're going to build today. But considering I've been goofing off with this damn camera and that camera and the computer and all the other crap that's happening in this warehouse, I don't think we're going to get to it today. So we're just kind of hanging out at this point. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about anything I'm talking about, please hit me up. Let me know what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what you want to know. Or if you just want me to shut the hell up, please let me know that too. Otherwise, I'm just doing my thing. Tried to show you the app. So anyways, this is another deck that we created. This is actually a custom board that we created for a buddy of mine, Tim. I think he's really going to like this thing. This thing is it's a neat kind of shape. He wanted a 8.5 inch wide deck. I'm going to switch this back. Give me just a second here. Switch that back. There we go. Now I can see. There we go. He wanted 8.5 inches wide at the widest point, but here at the trucks was 8.25. Kind of funky because it's not an egg. So that's kind of a neat build that we haven't done yet. At least I haven't done yet. So, what do we want to talk about? Let's also talk about shape and the different shapes that we offer. Now you saw me thumbing through it a little bit here as far as the concave options and what that is. So what a concave is the distance from here to here, how much curve is actually within that space. So different decks manufacturers have different specs, even different pros have different specs that they may want on their specific skateboard. Now I carry 5 different options right now. I like the mellow, I have a steep, a super steep, which I'll show you is crazy. I also have a twin mellow and a twin steep. Now I think those are all great for anybody that wants to try just all types of different variations. You can build millions of different options with the different concaves that I have. Some are more beneficial than others for certain things, and certain skateboarding benefits more from certain concaves. Now let me show you one of these super steeps. So what we have right here, this is just a mellow. There's nothing too special about this one. Turn that camera down a little bit. So like I said, it's a mellow deck. It's a little bit of concave, not too much, not too little. It's just about right. This one is a super steep. Now you can't see because it's all washed out because of this light right here. But let me turn this, oh, not that one. Let's turn you down. There we go. So now, I'm a little darker, but you can see the massive amount of concave on this thing. So this is a super steep. Let me show you what that also means. If you take a flat blade, you can do this on your skateboard at home right now if you wanted to. Oh, wait. But you grab yourself a roller, something similar to this, doesn't even matter really. Could be a 2x4, I don't care. Set it on top of there, and look at that space right there. Now obviously this is a uncut deck, so the dimensions make it just a little funky. I actually do have a shaped one here. This I made a while ago, a couple of years ago. I don't remember honestly. I think it was somewhere in the 3-year range, 3 years ago, maybe four, I don't know. This is a steep concave. This is a cut one, so you can see that drastic amount of concave. This is the steep, or the super steep, I'm sorry. You see how much concave there is there? Now let's compare that. This is a mellow. See that? Barely get my fingers under there. And then back to the super steep. Boom, look at that. That's crazy amount of concave. Now this isn't for everybody, I must say. It could totally be beneficial. It could totally be beneficial to you if you like, say, downhill skateboarding. That's a definite win. But in my own personal experience, I have found that the super steep is just a little bit much. It just tends to be a little too much gung-ho for me. Like, I took it on a mini ramp, and, well, let me just say, I felt like I haven't skateboarded before on that super steep. It was very turny, very whippy, very snappy, I guess I could say. Like, I could still kick flip it, 360 flip it, do all the different tricks on it, but you feel that arc. You feel it under your foot, and that is a really wild experience. So I tend to stick to the mellow decks myself. They're a good mix of not too much concave, but just enough to really feel it and feel something good about it. So let me switch back over, see if we have any comments. No comments at the moment, but that's okay. I do appreciate you guys being here and joining me on this live, even though I've had so many different mistakes and problems and issues. It happens. I'm hoping they're going to get better as we progress. Most of the time, I do them on my phone, and that seems to be the best, but I really like working with this camera, so I'm going to continue doing that, and hopefully I'll make this one work. It's worked for me for like 10 years, but now the battery wants to die, so it's just something we have to deal with. Now that we've talked about all of the different things, let's talk again about this wheelbase situation that I was mentioning earlier. And now I'm going to switch this over to a tracking feature. Now it should be tracking me. That's pretty cool. That's kind of handy. Alright, so I'm going to set this remote down. And I'm actually, yeah, we're okay. Yeah, we'll leave it like that. So we're going to talk about wheelbase. Now what wheelbase is the space between where the trucks go, right here and right here. Let me grab my trucks over here and I'll show you. Come with me. Follow me. He doesn't want to follow me over here. Oh, you know why? I know why. I ran into this problem last time and I thought it was me. And it was me. It was something I did. Oh, you know what? I gotta turn that up. Come on. Oh, you bastard. Technology is a pain in the ass sometimes. 5. Okay, there, we're set. Now, no. We're not set. Now we're set. Are we set? No, we're not set. We're set. It just doesn't want to function, but that's okay. I can turn it off, turn it back on, and then hopefully not. Hopefully not cooperate. Like I said, sometimes this technology shit works, sometimes it doesn't. So that works, rotates. Ah, there we go. Now it's trying to do it. Okay, now go back on the tracking feature. Is it going to follow me? Okay, we're good, we're good, we're getting somewhere, we're finally getting somewhere. Okay, so I have my truck. Unfortunately, I just have one of them because the other one is sitting in the house right now. I think it's holding up something. Or used it on a gate or something. I don't really remember. So, the trucks. These are what you put your wheels on. Generally, you have two of them. One here, and depending on the spacing will determine how you turn, and land tricks, also just riding and cruising, it changes that dramatically as well. So as I was saying before, there's a general consensus of about 14.5 for a standard size. There's also 14.25, which is also a standard size. Just depends on what manufacturer made it. Oh, it is still following. Depends on what manufacturer made it as to what actual size you're going to end up getting. They even change in manufacturing within the same company. Now, I do custom sizes, so whatever size you want is something that we can do. And I like to change the variants of them and experiment with it and see what I can have happen. I found myself, I personally like the 14.5, generally works good for me. I'll sometimes go down a little bit, but I don't rarely go up. Now, why? I don't know. It's just something I haven't done. I usually, when I get a cruiser board, I'm thinking in a different mindset when I'm out there skating, if it makes sense. I'm out there cruising, having a good time. I'm not worried about tricks. I'm not worried about going down things, off things, across things. I'm just cruising, just having a good time. I'm out there relaxing. So it's a little bit different mindset when you have a different wheelbase, at least for me. Now, if you think that's something that applies to you, awesome. If you don't think that applies to you, and well, everybody's different. That's just the way it is. Like I said, some people, if you're a bit of a taller person, you're going to probably want something with a little bit bigger of a wheelbase. Maybe 14.25 is not going to be quite right for you. Now, there is a way to measure this, and there is a way to test this, and you can do this at home yourself, which is pretty neat. I have, most people that I've tested this on, I have found that it actually holds true. So if you do test this, please let me know in the comments section. I'm very curious to know if it is true with you. Alright, so I've realized on most everybody, unless you've had some collarbone accidents, you have your collarbone like a knuckle right here where it meets up with your shoulder. You'll notice that it is not exactly at the end of your shoulders. It's actually inset a little bit. Same with this side. Now here's why that is important. You probably want two people for this, but if you take a ruler, a tape measure, anything that you have laying around, and you go from that knuckle to this knuckle, and you measure that space, that is about a good approximation of a wheelbase that you want to go with. Now, irregardless of size, height that you are, irregardless of your shoe size, doesn't really matter. That will come in the future. But we're just talking about wheelbase right now. We're not talking about the width of the deck or anything else. Now, I've found on me, and most everybody, it is between 14.5 and 14.25. Now, keep in mind, I'm not talking about shoulder width, not shoulder width space, but it's actually just a little bit inset, so it's actually creating a direct line from right here straight down. Now, that is where it is important because that'll give you the best riding experience, in my opinion. Now, whether this is scientifically true or not, I don't know. Please get at me. Let me know if you do the whole measurement thing and it works out on you to be 14.5. So what I was saying, from the knuckle here to the knuckle, somewhere right there. I don't know. Whatever you call that piece of the bone. So 14.5 right there, and then 0. You'll see it's pretty damn close, right? Like, it's hard to see because I'm wearing a jacket, obviously. But it's a neat piece of information to know. It really helps to determine just a comfortable stance. Now, some people have a wider stance, and that may signify to them to get a wider wheelbase of a deck, or a wider wheelbase on their skateboard. That is not the truth. That is not going to be as beneficial as measuring here and just standing shoulder width and see if that feels right. If this position feels right when you're doing that, then that's pretty much where you want to be. And you can also measure your feet too. If you have a second person, you just got to find the apex center of where your feet are, irregardless of angle of your foot at the time. They don't have to be perfectly straight, but they, you know, if you have the pigeon toe kind of thing situation going on, that's okay. You just have to find the center of left to right of that space of your foot, if that makes sense. So, now when I do a quick experiment with me, just by myself, and I get myself comfortable, and you know how golfers will do that little rocking thing? Like, that actually works. Like, that is a legit thing. So you just keep moving your foot just a little bit, 32nd of an inch, 64th of an inch, and you find your good resting place where you're kind of like, you're stable, you're not going to fall over, you can't be knocked over too easily. That's your stable platform, and that's what you want. Now, let's compare that with what we have here, which this one, I believe, was 14.25, if I'm not mistaken. I have another tape measure here, so I can actually check that out. Yes, that one was 14.25. And then as I look down here, what do you know? 14.25 exactly. So it's pretty neat how that works out. It's kind of like that, that thing. You know what I'm talking about. The guy with his arms stretched out, the something man. Somebody knows it out there. But anyways, it is almost like that, like knowing yourself will help you to make a better buying choice. So that's just my 2 cents on the specific topic of wheelbase. Now, I apologize for everybody that was watching this show earlier and you didn't have any sound. You might have been better off not hearing me because I've just been kind of rambling on about skateboard size, wheelbase, other nonsense, talking about this app. It is really cool. Please check it out. If you know coding and you are familiar with how to code, hit me up. Let me know what you think should be improved, could be improved, and you know, maybe we can talk business. Maybe we can get something going. I don't know. So I'm going to pop back on over here. No more comments, but that's okay. That's okay. We're having a good time talking about skateboarding. I didn't get to build one today, but that's alright. I got to see that camera right here was not going to work for me. I know that this is panning correctly, so I know that that's going to function correctly. I'm pretty psyched on that. So if I walk around, as long as I go slow, it pretty much keeps up with me, even though it's like not really rated for my camera. Still getting it. I'm really impressed by that. But yeah, that's about it. I think we're gonna wrap up the show here. I appreciate you guys joining me for another Bakwuds Live. This has been episode 31, where we've been talking about our Bakwuds Designer skateboard building app. If you get a chance, please check it out. Here's the link. Well, I'll put the link in here eventually. But anyways, yeah, thank you, and take it easy. Yep, I'm back again. You thought I was gone, didn't you? You thought I was gone. How foolish to think I would just leave like that. Thank you guys again. I appreciate it.